Hey there, Aaron. Is it true you didn't tell anyone where you were going? Oops.
Well, I had decided much earlier, even within the first hour of entrapment, that I would have to cut my arm off, except I couldn't figure out how to do it. By the final night that I was there, I was pretty sure that I was gonna die. I was certain of that by the first time I even turned the camera on, 24 hours into it, I was going to die. I couldn't cut my arm off. I would either bleed to death before I could get to medical help, and then I realized the knife isn't sharp enough to get through the skin, and then it isn't sharp enough to get through the bone. Then it was the epiphany of realizing that I could break the bones in my arm. I didn't have to cut through them with the knife. I could break them. And from that point, it was just this smile of that I'm going to get to my family. I'm going to get home. I'm going to get out of this spot. I'm going to go home. That was, I was this just ecstatic. Still today, I look at it and I wouldn't change anything. That wouldn't take a sharper knife, wouldn't have a jacket, wouldn't take more water. Like it had to happen the way that it happened. If I had left a note, for example, which is something I always did before, and this was just like such a lark and a kind of a walk on the beach, that it just didn't strike me as being of concern. To me, it's all been a blessing. What the gift of it is that it draws me out of my daily experience into a place of appreciation and gratitude. It was typical for me that I would have cameras with me, and as I then was trapped, and all of a sudden it took on a much different aspect of experience, that I would be able to leave farewell messages to my family, to give them something to explain what had happened. And I consulted with them as they were going through that pre-production phase to get my clothing and the climbing equipment and the various kinds of things that I had with me and that I used. So yeah, that actual camera they gave to James with a little mini DV tape in it, and he shot those scenes of himself setting it on the rock just as I did, and talking to his family, portraying me talking to my family. That it was, and then they used that footage right from the tape later on in the film, and there's the vision as I had of a little boy who comes running over to me as I saw this kind of in a dreamlike moment of the sixth day, the fifth night that I was there. It was dark in the canyon, but I saw myself leave and go into a living room, and here I scoop up this little blonde-haired boy, and as I know that this is my future son. Here he is, and I'm looking him straight in the eyes, and it's that when I see it, especially with the soundtrack and the moving music playing, I'm just crying. He's my son. He was born a year ago, and he's got blonde hair, and he looks just like that little kid. And in another year or so, we're going to have to get him a red shirt. So, I mean, I definitely have gone on to continue to climb in Yosemite and all these grand adventures, but so much of it was to try to prove to myself that I'm good enough and capable. And like, okay, yeah, do I need to keep doing that to the point where I'm going to end up killing myself on the side of a mountain somewhere from some accident on an adventure and leaving my family alone? Like, that's it's not my priority anymore.